What is going to be presented here back with another Honkai style guide, and today I'm here with the full build guide for one of the characters that will be rerunning in the 3.0 second half, being Silverwolf. So in this video I'll be taking you over Kin Eidolons, then I'll be taking you over the best Lightcone options, followed by that will be the best Relic set and Planar Ornaments, and then finally the Mainstat and Substat recommendations. I now have a full build guide for every single 3.0 character that is both new or rerunning, so that includes having one for the first half entirely being the Herda, and then reruns being Lingsha, Feixiao, and Jade, and the second half being Aglia, reruns being Bootil, Robin, and you are now watching the Silverwolf one. So if you're interested in any of those characters, you can check them out on my channel. That's all I want to say before I get this video. If you guys found this video helpful in any way, shape, or form, dropping a like would be greatly appreciated. Be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell icon for future videos like this, along with all other types of Star Wars content. Check the description to join the Discord, and also check out my second channel, and let's get straight into the video. So Silverwolf is a quantum character following the path of nihility. Her basic tech deals quantum damage equal to 100% of Silverwolf's attack to a single enemy. Her skill, there's an 85% base chance to add one weakness of an on-field character's type to the target enemy. This also reduces the enemy's damage risk to that weakness type by 20% for 2 turns. If the enemy already has that type weakness, the effect of the damage res reduction to that weakness type will not be triggered. Each enemy can only have one weakness implanted by Silverwolf. When Silverwolf implants another weakness to the target, only the most recent implanted weakness will be kept. In addition, there's a 100% base chance to further reduce the all-type res of the enemy by 10% for 2 turns, deals quantum damage equal to 196% of Silverwolf's attack to this enemy. For ultimate, there's a 100% base chance to decrease the target enemy's defense by 450% for 3 turns, and at the same time deals quantum damage equal to 380% of Silverwolf's attack to the target enemy. For talent, Silverwolf can create 3 types of bugs: reduce attack by 10%, reduce defense by 8%, and reduce speed by 6%. Each time Silverwolf attacks, there's a 72% base chance to implant a random bug that lasts for 3 turns in an enemy. The technique immediately attacks the enemy. After entering battle, deals quantum damage equal to 80% of Silverwolf's attack to all enemies, and ignores weakness types and reduces toughness from all enemies. Enemies with their weakness broken display will trigger the quantum weakness break effect. For our bonus traces, her A2, Bug's duration is extended for 1 turn. Every time an enemy is inflicted with weakness break, Silverwolf has a 65% base chance of implanting a random bug in the enemy. Her A4, the duration of the weakness implanted by Silverwolf's skill increases by 1 turn. And her A6, if there are 3 or more debuffs affecting the enemy target when the skill is used, then the skill decreases the enemy's all-type res by an additional 3%. For her Eidolons, her E1, after using her ultimate to attack enemies, Silverwolf regenerates 3 energy for every debuff that enemy target currently has. This effect can be triggered up to 5 times in each use of her ultimate. Her E2, when an enemy enters battle, reduces their effect res by 20%. Her E4, after using her ultimate to attack enemies, deals quantum additional damage equal to 20% of Silverwolf's attack for every debuff currently on the enemy target. This effect can be triggered for a maximum of 5 times during each use of her ultimate. And her E6, for every debuff the enemy target has, the damage dealt by Silverwolf increases by 20% up to a limit of 100%. Taking a look at some of the best Lightcone options for Silverwolf, the absolute best choice does actually depend if you want more of your sub-DPS and debuffer, or if you want more of a DPS output. I personally recommend using before the tutorial mission starts, since it provides a 20% increase to effect hit rate, and when the wearer attacks defense reduced enemies, regenerates 4 energy. And as she is able to reduce enemies defense in her kit, she's able to make use of this, and at S5 it's 40% effect hit rate and 8 energy you can gain. So 40% effect hit rate is going to be massive, especially since she does want a good amount of effect hit rate, so this providing you 40% is very nice. And it also lets you get more energy when attacking defense reduced enemies, and as I already mentioned, she can reduce enemies defense, so she can make use of this on her own. So hitting defense reduced enemies gives her more energy, lets you get more ults, which can also have you have more uptime on the defense shred from her ultimate, which is why that last part's really good. And again, the 40% effect hit rate is very good, which is why I think before the tutorial mission start is just the best option you can use. But as I was saying, the other best option would obviously be your own signature Lightcone, which provides a 24% increase to effect hit rate. When the wearer deals damage to an enemy target that has currently 3 or more debuffs, increases the wearer's crit rate by 12%. After the wearer uses their basic attack skill or ultimate, there's a 100% base chance to implant Aether Code on a random hit target that does not yet have it. Targets with Aether Code receive 12% increased damage for 1 turn. So this one is definitely better if you want her herself to do more damage, as again it provides effect hit rate, not as much as the before the tutorial mission starts though, because that one's free and you can get it S5 pretty quickly. But having an enemy that has 3 or more debuffs will give you 12% crit rate, so that's going to be nice, so she can crit more and do more damage. And then the Aether Code debuff will benefit anyone as well. So it is still a nice Lightcone if you are running her sub DPS slash debuffer, which is her main role. But personally, I do value that energy you can gain from before the tutorial mission starts more, as opposed to the crit rate or the Aether Code in in this. While yes, those two are good since Silver Wolf can do some solid damage as a sub DPS, I think the energy you can gain to get more uptime on the ultimate is just a lot more valuable, plus that Lightcone being able to give you 16% total more effect hit rate, assuming you don't have dupes in this Lightcone, which it's a limited Lightcone, so I assume you don't, and even if you have an S5, it's the same exact increase. So I generally just think running before the tutorial mission starts, but that does not mean this Lightcone is bad in any means. This is definitely her other best option you can use, and is better for her own personal damage more. Another great option is the Pearls Lightcone, which when the wearer hits an enemy, and if the hit enemy is not already ensnared, then there's a 60% base chance to ensnare the hit enemy target, and ensnared enemies have their defense reduced by 12%, and at S5 it's 100% base chance with a 16% defense shred. Not really much to talk about here, but more giving a further increase. Not really much to say here, but a further decrease to the enemy's defense is going to be great, so your main DPS that will be doing damage does even more damage, because their defense are going to be decreased even further. So this Lightcone providing you up to a 16% defense decrease is very, very nice. There's not really many good options you can use. Once again, it's mainly just farm up the before the tutorial mission starts. That's going to be your best one, or if you have a signature, then you can also go ahead and use that. Either or is fantastic. Once again, I personally value the energy that the before the tutorial mission starts gives, so I definitely vouch for getting that, but once again, the signature Lightcone is just as good. If you're either farming for before the tutorial mission starts, or you just don't have it or don't want to use that, and you don't plan on getting a signature Lightcone, then opting to use Pearls is completely fine. The rest practically just is damage increases, which is not the greatest for Silver Wolf. I'd recommend just focusing on her debuffer / sub DPS potential rather than focusing on her for pure damage, as her damage, while is solid, is not too great to focus on, so running something like Good Night Sleep Well is not too recommended, since it will increase her damage, yes, but it's not going to make it anything crazy, and you're also going to be making her harder to build, as you're going to need even more effect hit rate since you don't have the ones that something like before the tutorial mission starts provides, or her signature provides. You don't have a defense shed that the Pearls Lightcone would provide, and so on, so I definitely recommend using one of the 3 ones that I mentioned. Taking a look at the best relic sets for Silver Wolf, this also actually does depend. If you want her to do more damage in her sub DPS capability, running 4-piece of the Quantum set is a good option, as the 2-piece increases quantum damage by 10%, and the 4-piece, when the wearer deals damage to the enemy target, ignores 10% defense, and if the enemy target has quantum weakness, the wearer additionally ignores 10% defense. So as she is a quantum character, the 2-piece increasing quantum damage is going to be benefiting her, as she does deal quantum damage from everything, and the 4-piece giving her 10% defense ignore at base is going to be nice, and as she is able to implant quantum weakness on the enemy, there's a chance you can get that extra 10% defense ignore if you do end up implanting it, or if they already have quantum weakness, which is going to give you up to a 20% defense ignore, which is going to be great. And this 4-piece is going to be best for overall damage option. Another thing you can do, provided you hit the right thresholds, is going to be the Eagle set. The 2-piece is useless as she doesn't deal wind damage, but the 4-piece, after the wearer uses their ultimate, their action is advanced forward by 25%. So high speeds, and especially if you pair other things on the team, such as an S5, Dance Dance Dance, and so on, this one can be really powerful, as it allows you to cycle through getting even more turns, which in short will allow you to get more energy and lets you recycle using the ultimate, which will not only allow you to have more uptime on the defense shed from the ultimate, but will also allow you to attack more. So it becomes a constant recycling of the ultimate, gaining the action forward, gaining to attack more, having more debuffs applied, but you have to hit certain thresholds, so definitely note your speed tunings and also account for other stuff such as S5, DDD, and so on. Now unfortunately past that, there really isn't many options. It's practically just being a simple 2-piece, so the best 2-piece you can do is 2-piece speed, and then you'd combine that with 2-piece of the Genius set for the quantum damage if you want to do that. You can also do 2-piece speed if you want to do something like a hyper speed Silver Wolf. You can also do 2-piece of one of the speed increase success and do 2-piece Scholar for the extra crit rate if you want to try to get as much crit rate while also balancing your other stats, just so your Silver Wolf can crit more and do some more damage, making this another option you can do. But overall, once again, the best damage output you can get from your Silver Wolf would be running 4-piece Genius. If you're able to hit high speed thresholds and the right thresholds, 4-piece of the Eagle set is going to be great. Otherwise, 2-piece speed is fantastic. 2-piece speed, 2-piece Scholar is great, or 2-piece speed and 2-piece Genius set is also another option. For her best Planar Ornaments, this also does depend if you want her to do more damage or if you want her to support your team more. If you want Silver Wolf to do more damage, then the Pan Cosmic set is going to be one of the best options you can do, as it provides a 10% increase to effect hit rate. Meanwhile, the wearer's attack increases by an amount equal to 25% of current effect hit rate, up to a maximum of 25%. This Planar Ornament does actually tie into around the amount you would want on your Silver Wolf, as you do want around the 90s to 100% effect hit rates, and this Planar Ornament is fully stacked at 100% effect hit rate, so that's going to give you the full 25% increase to attack. So if you want your Silver Wolf to be more on the damaging side, you want a Planar Ornament to benefit her damage specifically, then the Pan Cosmic set would be the one to run. Although I would recommend just taking one of the supportive sets instead, as it's going to be beneficial since Silverwolf is more of a sub-DPS slash debuffer and slash supporter in this case. So something like Broken Keel is fantastic as it provides a 10% effect res increase, and when the wearer's effect res is 30% or higher, it gives everyone 10% crit damage. So now she will also be giving everyone 10% crit damage while also performing her role. This also does apply to her, so the time she does crit, she will be having the extra 10% crit damage to do even more damage, assuming you do hit the 30% effect res or higher, making this a great option. Another actually really powerful option is running Bond Walk, as it provides a 5% increase in energy regeneration rate, and once you do have 120 speed or higher, the wearer's action is advanced forward by 40% immediately upon entering battle. Reason this is fantastic is it allows you to set up the debuffs right away. On top of that, the energy regeneration rate you do gain is nice, and since you can set up right away, it allows you to get your ult faster and allows you to apply it faster so you can get more debuffs on the enemies quickly, which in short will allow your main DPS to do even more damage since you set up the debuffs even faster than you normally would, making Bond Walk one of the best options you can use as well. Another great supportive option is the Ageless set, as it gives 12% max HP, so that's nice for survivability, and when the wearer speed reaches 120 or higher, it gives everyone 8% attack, so just a nice 8% attack for everyone, which includes her, so that buffs up her damage by a little bit as well. So overall, another great option you can use. And if you are taking her on a mono quantum team, you can use the Penacony set, which provides 5% increase to energy regeneration rate and increases damage for all other allies that are the same type as the wearer, so that's the reason I say mono quantum. So in mono quantum teams, you would be running this since it again provides the energy, which is going to be nice, and now you are increasing the quantum allies damage, so if you're running QQ, Zele, so on, in those cases it's going to be nice since now you're increasing their damage more. So exclusively in mono quantum teams, Penacony set becomes a great option. And another option you can use is the Lushaka set, as it also provides a 5% increase in the energy regeneration rate, and if the wearer is not the first character in the team lineup, then increases the attack of the character first positioned in the team lineup by 12%. So if you are running a character that mainly does damage based off attack, crit rate, crit damage, all that stuff, which usually you would be if you're running with Silverwolf, the extra 12% attack they do gain from being positioned first is going to be nice and beneficial, and then again, the 5% energy regeneration rate you do gain for your own Silverwolf is going to be good, overall making this another great option to use. For the main stats on the relics, for the body, you want to have effect hit rate, for the feet, you want to have speed, for the orb, you want to have quantum damage, and for the link rope, you want to have energy regeneration rate. For the substats, first you want to prioritize hitting breakpoint and speed, so getting 134 or higher. Higher is better if you can end up hitting 160 speed, so a hyperspeed Silverwolf, that's going to be very ideal. But getting just 134 is still fine. And around equal to that is getting effect hit rate to hitting around the cap that you would want, so roughly around 95%. As she is going to need the great deal of effect hit rate to constantly apply her debuffs efficiently. So you definitely want to aim for around 95% effect hit rate, which is very doable, especially if you're running her signature Lightcone, or especially before the tutorial mission starts at S5, plus the effect hit rate body, which will make it very easy to hit. Past that is getting 30% effect res if you are running Broken Keel, and if you're not, then past that would be just HP and defense for survivability. Break effect rolls are also welcome because some break effect can be nice. Once again, first speed, get breakpoint, and anything past that, get higher as much as you can, and equal to that will be getting around 95% effect hit rate. Anything past that is going to just be getting HP, defense, break effect, and if you are running Broken Keel, you want to make sure you get 30% effect res. And yep, that is the full build guide for Silverwolf. Once again, hope you guys found the video helpful. If you did, be sure to drop a like on the video. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell icon for future videos like this, along with all other tips to start our content. And yep, once again, hope you found the video helpful. Peace out.